Oh, my microphone's doing silly things. I'm gonna fix it very quickly. Also, my internet looks like it's like eating shit today. Don't know why, because I have my Ethernet cable, but it's just like apparently the bitrate's just fucking eating shit. So hopefully it's not too laggy. Whoops. Anyways, let me try and fix my microphone. Hello. Okay, it's working. I think. I don't really know. It's like it's just really the thing it's plugged into is really sensitive right now. So it could just be a sign that I probably need to replace the thing that it's, attached to. I'm hoping this. I didn't actually check. Yeah, I actually forgot to check if my sofa setup. I literally just hit stream because I'm silly. Everything is fine when you're standing in the eye of the hurricane. The artist has arrived. Well, hello, hello. It's this one, I believe, and then I'm gonna go full screen on it. F11. There we go. Like a flying squirrel. I might make this public. I don't know. Probably not. I could update it as I go, but yeah. Um, we'll see. Okay, so the idea for this one is this is every single MCBC team I made. I'm not gonna lie, I thought there was more. Then I was getting all the info, and I was like, oh yeah, technically I didn't make any of the teams for Java Jam, and then for Festive there was 2 teams I didn't make, and then for TZBC there was 1 team I didn't make. So like, there's about out of all the seasons I've helped with, there's about what 8, 9 teams I haven't actually made out of those. So yeah, the criteria for today. There's not really criteria, but it'll be immaculate. So like, that team was just like perfect, no notes. Like there'll be a few that are like that, but like, I don't know. Awesome sauce, they were pretty cool. Middle of the pack, I mean, it's just, like a regular MCBC team. Not anything too crazy. Maybe a different time, in the sense of I don't think it worked at that time. Maybe it would work in a better time, kind of maybe in the future again. Like, but not really a great team. One and done. I wouldn't put any of those people on the same team again. That's kind of the idea. Um, so yeah, that's the idea for today, and we're just gonna be talking about them. So it's gonna be fun, so much fun. I'll start with the first set I made. I'm gonna just turn off my music. It's gonna be for you guys, but I'm gonna just mute it because I need to actually talk and hear myself think. Um, it's still going for you guys, just not for me. What was first? I made the first season 21 was my first season, so those these 4. I'm gonna try to do them in color order, but I'll have to just do that, fix that. So yeah. The first one we have is season 21. No, it's 24, isn't it? No, it is season 21. I can't even read my own thing, and I literally tried to make it as big as I could so I could read them. Maybe if I zoom in. Let me zoom in 125 so I can actually read. That might be better. There we go. It actually does help a lot. So, yeah. Okay. So the first one I'm gonna rank is who are we gonna rank? The Blue Bullfrogs from season 20. Bravery, Exxon Games, and Cave Pastel. Cave was new this season. She was one of the new people I brought on. I think Cave played in that one season and then kind of just dipped off the face of the earth, which happens. I say it happens, but she was a great roster member. I do miss her. This team, because of the people on it, I would probably put one and done because of the fact Cave is no longer part of the roster. But this team was, I think, a very fun team on paper, and I actually enjoyed making this team and getting to see the girlies. The kind of funny, well, not the funny thing, but like my joke is that if it's an all female team, we put them on blue, even though the first all team female team was orange, and then the second one was blue. But like that's my joke is that we put them on blue. Um, Maybe I'll do maybe 100% if those three were still part of the roster, I'd still put them on a team again. But like realistically, all of these are kind of one and done teams. I don't really repeat teams, and that's just for variety continuity. I would usually do like 2 people from like previous seasons on the same team again, but I try not to for continuity. Next one then. We have blue, so we have red from season 20. Forgot to mention, I'm also ranking them on how well they did. Granted, that's not everything, but like that's gonna be considered as well. So that's why there is that too. Third place, which that was brilliant. I think Avery got first overall. The next team is the Red Raccoons. So Rubixel, Lumi, who is new this season, and then MBB Gaming, who they placed second overall but won that season. That's why if they're first or second, you'll see a W or L next to them. W means they won the finale. L means they lost the finale. So it's just points wise as well. I like this team. This team was very fun. I think this team was, I would rank it awesome sauce because I think vibes wise, this team was very fun and they did very well as well. So, next team is the Yellow Yetis from season 24, which was my team. Lol. It was me, Shanster, and Reese who was new, and we came last place. This team was like obviously I'm a bit biased because once again I was on this team, but like vibes wise, this team was just so fucking funny. I did a ranking of my own ones. You can find out on my VOD channel or still should be up on Twitch, where I actually ranked the teams I've been on as part of MCBC. So because of that, I'm not going to rank it too high. But like I think this team was also awesome sauce. Immaculate is just like a perfect team, you know. But like this team was awesome sauce. I think that was a good team overall. I enjoyed it. Next one would be season 21 green team. So Ian Alad, TF Brit, and Genfire came 5th place. Ian and Brit are a really strong duo overall. I think Jen did nerf them a little bit. But like, you know, Jen is a bottom frag, so she did her job well in that sense. Also I think Brit was like only coming back, so he was a bit rusty, same with Ian. I don't quite remember, but they might be a bit out of practice. I would say maybe a different time. I'm gonna put them middle of the pack because I think that team was a good team. Like that's a good MCBC team, you know. Next one then is Zendaya. I love the song. I know. Anyways, I'm just listening to it in the background for my own sake. Purple is next. Purple in season 21. Evan and Bear and Gigi. I would love to put all these people on team again. I think Evan and Bear at another point, and then I think Gigi's a really good third person. Although I'm sure Bear and Gigi were together for MCC Rising, so they're probably a little bit sick of being on the same team. But I think they just work really well together. I would say Immaculate. I like if that was a team I could run back. If I could run back teams, I would run that one back 100%. Next one's Orange. So Orange was Defect. Chimmy who subbed in. I think who did he sub in for? He subbed in for. Was it Silent? I want to say Silent Whisper, but I don't know. I have to double check myself. But Chimmy and then Generous. This team got first place, but they lost. I would also say this team was Immaculate. I think Generous on the same team are really strong because Defect's very strong. Generous is a very strong middle frag. He could top frag a team if needed be. Chimmy is an OG, so he's like he knows what he's doing, you know. So I put that in Immaculate. I think I put that above Evidence team just because I think it worked better for them as well. They got first place overall, so like, yeah. And that was season 21. So these were my first team drafts ever. So as you can tell, they're not great, but maybe because I was the one who made them, and also they were my first teams to make, I might feel a bit inclined to rank them a bit higher, so maybe that's what it is. Okay, season 22 then. Start with blue team. Was Jamfire, Danda, and Ponty Boy. They came 5th place, so they didn't do too bad. Ponty and Danda are a great duo, and I vote, like, it's not the first time they teamed in MCBC. I think overall, this mix of them, though, would be a one and done. Just because Ponty doesn't really play MCBC anymore, Danda also doesn't really. Jen's the only one who's still active out of that team. And I just don't think I'd put them together. I don't think the vibes were great. I had to play the first game with Jen and Ponty. I think it was Relic Raiders. It was Relic 2.0. So I enjoyed that, but I wasn't playing that season. By the way, these are just teams I've actually made. I wasn't involved in any of them. So apart from that, but I would say one and done. Like I think I wouldn't run that team back at all, or like any iteration of that team really. Because it's been done before. Was Defect generous and Silent Whisper? Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why I'm getting confused because yeah, for some reason, why did I do that again? Clearly I literally just was like, yeah, let's put Jitters and Defect back on the same team, even though they literally won, or they came first place last season again. And they lost again to Rubixel, which is funny, but yeah, it's what it is. I might put the Red Raccoons in Immaculate and then swap this team to Awesome Sauce, I feel, and put it at like a high Awesome Sauce. Because I didn't realize that's literally the exact same team. It's just Chimmy and Silent were different. But I think I'm gonna be so annoyed now because I don't actually know who Chimmy subbed in for. I could check. I'm gonna check. But now she's so good. You won't find her. I'm gonna be scrolling for some time just to figure out who the frick subbed in for him though. This is crazy. Girl, I used to be 'cause that's season 24. I'm only at season 24. Oh god, this is not good. Season 23. Ah! Yellow Yeti. So this is season 22. Okay, I got there. We had the sub. Ooh. Cause the girl that you thought you knew, she's so gone, not so over now. Okay, I'm still scrolling. Guys, I'm still scrolling. Jimmy subbed in for Ali, that's who it was. Okay, that makes more sense. Hello, ex Ali, that's who Jimmy subbed in for. Yeah, that makes more sense actually. A bit of a broken sub, I'm not gonna lie. That was a bit of broken. That sub was like, why did I decide that would be the best one? I don't know, but that's what I decided. So yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize I literally ran season 21 and season 22 were like the exact same teams. Except Jimmy had to sub in and Silent was there. That's why I got confused. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that team was great. I think vibes-wise, they all worked really well together, and obviously they got first place, so it worked well for them. Next one is Yellow for season 22. The sub. Oh god. I should probably explain this. Cause you can probably, I know it's probably harder to see, but like it says sub on it, and it's to explain the sub situation. Basically, for season 22, we had a sub. Sean literally texted me the next day being like, actually, I'm kind of just quitting everything, so can you find a sub for me? So we had to, the team was originally meant to be, for this one, which makes sense, it was meant to be Slate, Jaden Dog, and Alien. They would have done really well. Alien was new anyways, but yeah. So we swapped Jaden out for Sean because they were kind of same skill level. Unfortunately, Sean had sub out and just kind of dropped off face the earth again. And then Rubixel had the sub in, so that's why it's a sub because it's the second sub for that team. It's very funny looking back on that though. It's honestly very funny, but yeah, that's why it happened. I obviously this team ended up winning, right? But I think it was just I would not run this team back, and it's not because of vibes or anything. It's because it was so stupidly overpowered. I'll put it in one and done, but it's gonna be like higher because it's overpowered as hell. So I learned. I got complaints. Anyways, it's fine. Green team for season 22: Evident, Gigi, and MB. I seem to have run a lot of teams back because Evident was just team with Gigi the last event too. Well, whoops. And we just swapped MBB onto that team instead of Bear, which yeah, they gave him third place. That's good. So they did a bit better than the other season. I like this. I like this team. I'm gonna put it middle of the pack. I'm gonna put it above Ian's team, but I like that team. It's just an MCBC team, you know. That's what I think of that team. Like, yeah, that makes sense. That's MCBC, you know. That screams MCBC, so it's good. It doesn't necessarily stand out in my head, but like, I think it was a good team for the time. Okay, this one here, it's Avery, Lumi, and Shally. They came 6th place. Shally was new this season. I'm gonna put this one in one and done. And I don't really want to explain publicly, but there is a reason why I'm putting it there. Anyways, I'm gonna move on very quickly from that. I need to just drink water first. Ultimately, what it comes down to, I just wouldn't run that team back. That's it. Okay. Next one then is Orange Otters for season 22. Plushie, Ella, and Sal. Oh, and Sal was new this season as well. I put it middle of the pack. Maybe, like, kind of between middle of the pack, maybe a different time I might change it, but I just feel... I don't know. For the time it was grand, I just don't think I'd run it back, really, and... yeah, it was interesting putting Plushie with people he didn't necessarily know or work well with. Because, like, you know, that's the thing with team making. You want to put people on teams with people they may not know, just to see how that works. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So in this case, it was kind of just like a eh. Did it good, though. Right, next up is season 23, I believe. Or I think technically after that was, what was it? Technically after that it was Java Jam. But fun fact, I did not make the teams for Java Jam. Which is very apparent. Yeah, I did not make the teams for Java Jam. Lol. Anyways, just so we're aware, I did not make the teams for Java Jam, and I'm not claiming to have done it. It was Plushie. It was totally Plushie. I was kind of just there as like a advisor, I guess. Like, I kind of was like, okay, maybe we should swap some people around, or like, you know, I started as a coach as well. I coached the red team, and they got last place. So I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to Cherry Abolish and Liam. That was a fun time. That was a weird time. Now it's like weird to say that, like, you know, I know someone who's won MCC, who's in like, you know, a bunch of SMPs, like Cowboy SMP, Vampires SMP at the moment. That's really good. Give it a watch. Then I met Liam in real life. It's crazy to think that. But yeah, I did not make the teams for Java Jam, so I won't be ranking Java Jam teams because I did not make them. And I'm only ranking teams I've made so far. So then we move on to season 23. So the first one we start off was Bullfrogs, Me Defect, and Ignacio Blade. Yeah, kind of the same thing. Ignacio, fun fact, he was meant to be in the roster well before this. I think like when I was like just a regular roster player, like I think he was invited like ages and ages ago, and then obviously he kind of dropped off the face of the earth. So I think Defect convinced him to come. Someone convinced him to come back. I can't remember who it was, or he did come back and maybe was interested. I don't remember, but yeah, he hasn't signed up since, and that unfortunately, you'll find that is a theme with some of the players on this on these cards. They have not signed up to any events since their first one, so it's whatever. But listen, that's events. It happens. You have to just kind of constantly adapt the roster to fit that as well. So. Anyways, I liked this team. We came 4th, so it wasn't bad. The idea behind this team was we were trying to, you know, Defect has a finale curse. I don't know if you guys ever know, if you guys noticed, but he's lost every MCBC finale he's been in. Like, he's never won MCBC, so we really hope he does it some of the day. But we were trying to ruin his finale rate, not on purpose, but like, I mean, in the sense of, you know, we wanted to give him a chance to just enjoy the actual event instead of constantly being in finale. I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't purpose. I will put this team, I'm gonna put it maybe a different time. I just think at the time, I think if Pinocchio had actually practiced a lot better, but like vibes wise, I didn't really care too much about the team. Like, it was okay. I would love to team with Defect again though. But yeah. And I have the power to do that, so that's the best part about this job. I can just put myself with whoever I want. Although I try not to do that because it is like I always try to prioritize the other players first in case of I will literally do team drafts without me in it, and then if we really feel like we need me as a balance, that's where I come in. I don't try to prioritize myself in events or give myself OP teams. I just give myself fun teams. But that was like my quote unquote OP team, you know. People thought that was gonna be cracked and we came fourth, so yeah. Red. Slate, Eladrium, and Jaden. So Jaden had to sub out the last season, so that's why we put him back with Slates, and then Eladrium was new, so we had, and also Eladrium has not subbed out 2 events since, which is, you know, that is what it is. I think it was middle of the pack, right? I don't think it was. I think for the audience that watched them, I think it would have been a very awesome sauce team, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep it there, anyways. Yellow. Season 23, Ponty Akoof was Akoof's first event, so that's awesome. And Ellen, they came in third place. I think this team, on paper, I loved it. Okay, I'm gonna be a bit biased here. I'm gonna put it here above my own team. And they came third place, so they did really well. I think having the 3 different nationalities works really well as well. I don't know why. For anyone, and Ponty's Welsh, so like it's funny to see those kind of 3 dynamics, but I think they all just have really good personalities. I think that melted well together, and they obviously did very well for themselves, so that's why I'm going to put it awesome sauce. Season 23, 5th place team, so that's Ian, Shorky, and Alien. Like, I'm trying to think about this team, honestly. Once again, this team seems good on paper. And, like, I know Shorky and Ian probably, they're both Hive nerds, so they probably would have gotten on really well. An Alien's like a nice person to have on that team. I don't. Once again, I don't think it stands out a lot to me, so I'm gonna put it in middle of the pack. I'm gonna put it in the middle. I know we have so many greens, but like, yeah, I don't think it stood out to me a lot. Purple team, Charlie, MBB, who had to sub in, and then Plushy. So MBB subbed in for. Let's see if I can remember who it is off the top of my head. I don't, so I'm gonna double check. Hide. It's a climb. Sorry guys, that probably hurt ears. Struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so this team was originally meant to be Plushy, Charlie, and Gigi the puppy. But on the day, last minute, they came second place overall and lost the finale. I don't know. I think I would love to see this team again. I think I have, like, obviously I don't. It's hard to watch the POVs when you're playing in events, but like I think I actually kind of like the idea of this team on paper. And then when MBB so didn't, I think I liked it a bit more. I'm gonna put an awesome sauce. I like that team idea. I would definitely run it back if I had the chance. Next up, then, last team is Generous, Evident, and Bear. So, I just realized the last 3 seasons with Evident, I've just rerun his old team. So I reran his season 21 team. So he was with Bear and Gigi. Season 22, he's with Gigi. Now season 23, he's with Bear. Silent Whisper was meant to be on this team, and he had to sub out. So Generous subbed in. They got first place and won the finale. Genuinely, I did not expect this team to do well. Not because, like, of anything against them. The only one who'd actually won up until this point was Jin. It was Evident and Bear's first win. I just didn't think they really... Well, I think they stood a chance. They stood very well a chance, but, like, I mean, they just never stood out as a team that might have done well. They were like a dark horse team. I think because of that, they were pretty awesome. Above Ella, Ponty, and Akoof. And then here we go to Festive. I think Festive's up next. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, so for Festive, here here's the thing with MCBC Festive. There was 2 pre-made teams, and those 2 pre-made teams were the ones that made Cacti, and eventually one of them won. So the ones I made were blue, red, yellow, and orange. The other 2 teams, purple and green, were pre-made teams. So green team was Titanium Zombie, Ant Frost, and Toff, and then orange was Fruit Berries, Plushie, and Coldback. Or sorry, purple was Fruit Berries, Plushie, and Coldback. So like, the 2 pre-made teams made the finale. Listen, I didn't balance those. Okay, they were pre-made, but it's fine. We're gonna go for my team. I don't need to say more. It was immaculate. We did absolutely horrible, but like I said, I'm being a bit biased, so I'm gonna keep them kind of in the middle here. I loved this team. I loved making this team, and I was like, we're gonna absolutely do horrible, and we did. But I think placements beside we raised a lot of money for charity that year, and I think we just had fun. And it was my first festive where I actually felt like I enjoyed my team. Well, actually, no, the year before I was on the drunk team, but like I kind of, he. I don't really remember that, but it's fine. Yeah, I mean, Peters and MBB are 2 of my like closest friends in the community. We used to do content creation together as part of a group channel, so it was a fun team for sure. I'm glad we got to run it. I would 100% run it back. And in fact, I can. So if 3 of us sign up to an event again, I'm doing it. I don't care. I will do it. Goddamn it, we will win this time for real. Anyways, next team, orange or red team. Scarlet Snowman. So Kaifi was new. Gigi Puppy Rubixel. To be fair, all of the festive teams were like either Awesome Sauce or Immaculate. I can't even lie, they were just cool. I'm gonna put them at the top of Awesome Sauce. I just love that team. I just love that group of people who would run it back. Yellow then. Silent Whisperer, Alien, and Slates. I think this was meant to be a team. Am I correct in saying that it was meant to be a team somewhere already and it didn't get to happen? Where was it a team? Slates. Oh no, sorry, I think it was... Oh yeah, it was season 22 I was meant to... Sorry, not season 22, it was meant to be Alien, Slates, and Jaden. So not quite, but yeah, this team was fun. This was a Truly Bedrock team. We love Truly Bedrock. SMP. I'm gonna put them in Awesome Sauce. I'm gonna put them pretty high up in Awesome Sauce. Where do I feel like they should go? I'm gonna put them above Rubixel and Lumi. Next one then. Festive is Orange Team, Defect, Ponty, and Ali. I love this team on paper. I think they do fall middle of the pack though, because they don't necessarily stick out to me. And I'm gonna I'll put them here. They did well though, 3rd place, screwed. Next up, season 24. Starting off with blue, it's Akoof, Gigi the Puppy, and Kitty Owl. Ooh, interesting team actually. I forgot I made this. 4th place. I'm gonna put them middle of the pack as well. I think I'm above here. But I don't necessarily remember them. I'm gonna be real. Right. Next to Bread Raccoons, season 24. They came 1st place overall in 1. This team was originally meant to be Generous, Slates, and Genfire. Jen had to sub out, so Reese subbed in. So Reese made his return after like 3 seasons. And they won! So that was really awesome. I'm gonna put them in Awesome Sauce. Cause I think that team was good. I'm gonna put them here. Next team was yellow. So it's Sal, Charlie, and Evident. It was meant to be MBB, I think, and MBB had to sub out, so Charlie... Yeah, it was meant to be MBB, and MBB had to sub out, so Charlie subbed in. I'm gonna put this team... I don't know. See, I had too many awesome sauces and meals to packs, but that's just how I feel about the teams. I don't feel like it should be maybe a different time, because I actually think the team worked well. They came third as well. I'm gonna put it middle of the pack. Break it up a little bit. Next up, Green Griffins, myself, Rubixel, and Linkzilium. This team was so much fun. We came 5th place. I'm trying to think of what I do. I put it in awesome sauce, I think. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of awesome sauce. I just think I would love to team with those two again. Maybe not on the same team though, but yeah. Right. Purple, they came last place, but it was Smurf, who's new, Alien, and Brit. I'm gonna put this here. Middle of the pack. The bottom middle of the pack. Or actually, put it up here. Orange Otters then, they came 2nd place in the last finale. I'm gonna put this in maybe a different time. I'll put it above, I'll put it at the top. Reason why is because, Avery obviously got 2 new players for this event, and not to, like, you know, say Zombie's horrible or that Quad Paws horrible. I think as a team they probably worked very well. I just think putting 2 new players on a team with someone probably isn't great. I would probably only do that to myself from now on. So I think maybe I'd run it back a different time if, you know, once, you know, Quadpot and Zombie play a few more, I could at least put them back with Avery at some point. I don't think Quadpot signed up since, but then again, we're only just signing up for season 25 is next week. So it's not like, you know, it's not like we had events between then. We had non-canons. We had Storm's game night after this, which I technically helped make the teams for. Well, I'm not gonna rank it because it's a non-canon. And secondly, we also had Streamers Against Cancer. I advised with those teams, but did not. Same as Java Jam, I didn't necessarily make those teams. Like I said, I advised where I could, but that was it. Oh. My music just stopped working. Nice. Are we okay? Can't play the current song. Oh, if I skip. Oh, it's my internet's dying. Okay, that's not good. Internet, don't do this. Not now, please. Am I okay on... It says I'm okay on OBS. Maybe just Spotify's just being stupid. It seems like that might be the case. So I'm gonna pause Spotify for the rest of the stream. We're almost done anyways. Yeah, so then we had TCBC, which is the last set of teams I've made. We're gonna start off with Blue, which was Natty Ducks, Jinners, and Gigi the Puppy. I mean, this team, I was immaculate. It was a good team. I absolutely loved putting those people on the same team. Unfortunately, Natty doesn't necessarily play the event anymore, so because he's a staff member. But like, if I get to get Natty to play in another non-canon, I will. Originally, the team, we felt the team would have been a bit weaker, so we decided to put Jin there, and also just to help balance other teams. Oh, this team, Red Raccoons. I'm gonna put this in Immaculate as well. I'm gonna put it. I don't know if it was better than Natty's team last season. I kind of maybe the bottom. This team was Rubixel, Peters, and Ian. When I made this team, I was like, they're gonna have so much fun together, and they did. But I was also like, if they legitimately try, they're gonna do well because Peters is, I think, a 3-time winner. Ian's a 2-time winner, and Rubixel is a 3-time winner as well. So like they had the experience of a scuffed event. Unfortunately, they just got screwed by the fact it was a scuffed event. They didn't make finale because for finale it was 1st place and 3rd place that made finale. I 100% though think if my team went up against them in Cactus, they were a very good team. Next up, Yellow Yetis. It was originally meant to be Snipe Shot, TF Brit, and oh god, I'm not gonna remember the last one now. I'm gonna have to double check because I don't actually know who the last one was meant to be. One and done. Yeah, you know why it's there, Charlie. I don't need to explain that to you. I'm gonna have to actually double check who was the sub-ins. Okay, yeah, it was Defect and Brit meant to be on that team. So it was meant to be Snipeshot, Defect, and Brit, which would have been a really strong team on paper, but they both had to sub out. So we got in Aiden, who's Slayer, who I think was just a friend of Slater's. I'm gonna put this. I think realistically, those people are gonna ever sign up to the same event again, and that's the only reason I'm putting it there. For next we had Green Team, which was me, Akoof, and Plushie. We came first. Lol, El Charlie, no one kidding. I like to think I got along well with Evident and Sal. Where did I put them? Middle of the pack, yeah. I think it was just more so like in terms of like mice. Yeah, no. For me, it's more like my own kind of perception on the teams and when I was making them more than like how they actually like how they did is doing well and vibes is included. But like I mean, I felt like middle of the pack isn't bad by the way. It's just like if you're thinking like SAB, if that makes sense, CF or D really. I don't like Fs, but yeah. Right. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Just it might be different for you. That thing might stand out in your head. It doesn't really. Anyone kind of middle of the pack is the same. Like it doesn't really stand out in my head. I'll explain the tiers once I'm done again. I'm gonna put this team like we came first and it was great vibes, but I once again it's recency bias as well. So I think I'm gonna put it at the very bottom of awesome sauce because I think recency bias is helping there. And then this team, I mean, this team was awesome sauce as well. Where am I gonna put them though in awesome sauce? I'm gonna put them near the top of awesome sauce. I'm gonna put them above here. Because does not include charities. Yeah, because I didn't help make those teams. I'm only doing MCBC canon and non-canons that I've helped create because like I said, Storm Game Night and what was the other one? Streamers Against Cancer. I helped make the teams for that, but because it's not the actual roster of players that we usually deal with, I would feel unfair about ranking them because, like, obviously some teams are going to be better than others in that case because they're stronger players. Okay, and that's it. So, if I just, yeah, insane. So in the immaculate tier, so like perfect no notes would run it back 100% if I could. We have season 22 Red Raccoon. I don't know what crack I was on when making that team, and they still lost. They lost for Rubixel. I feel so bad for Defect. He lost to Rubixel 2 events in a row. Like, in what like? Okay, my music's working again. My internet's back. In what world does that happen? I feel very bad for Defect. Then we have Festive 2024 with me, Peters, and MBB. Once again, a bit biased because I was on the team, but like it was just a fun team. Then we also have TZBC, Bullfrogs, which was Natty, Generous, and Gigi the Puppy. Purple Penguins from season 21, Evident, Bear, and Gigi, and then TZBC Red Raccoons, which was Rubixel, Peters, and Ian Lad. So a bit of recent C bias for some of those because like. And also personal bias, but like we tried to ignore personal bias. Okay, awesome sauce then. Festive 2024, Kaifi, Gigi, and Rubixel. Season 21 was Generous, Defect, and Chimmy. TZBC, Purple Penguins, Applejacks, Bro, and Charlie. I should actually mention, this team was seen as really cracked, and they didn't do well. But like, not, I mean, they did well, but I was getting given out to by the roster being like, what? That is just, they're just winning. And I knew they wouldn't, like, they would get close, but maybe not win. That team originally, by the way, was meant to be Jaden Dog, Slates, and Chimmy. So, like, completely different vibes. So, that's why I think you guys subbed in and you did very well, which is why you guys are on awesome sauce, because you guys are awesome. It was a great team on paper, yeah. I say vibes would have been there as well, though, 100%. Which is why you guys are so high up. Then next up we have Festive 2024, Yellow Team, the Truly Bedrock Team, Silent Whisperer, Slates, and Alien Doctor, Season 21, Rubixel, Lumi, and MBB. Season 23, Generous, Evident, and Bear. Season 24, Generous, Slates, and Reese. Season 23, Ella, Ponty, and Akoof. Season 21, me, Sean, and Reese. Season 23, Plushy, Charlie, and MBB. Season 24, Rubik's and myself and Liam. Then TZBC, myself, Akoof, and Plushy. Oh yeah. I think the fact that it was a TZBC probably screwed you guys over. But yeah, next up we have middle of the pack, which isn't bad at all. It's just more like standard you would expect for MCBC teams, which is probably why they're in that tier. So season 22, Evan, MBB, and Gigi. Festive 2024, Defect, Ponty, and Ali. Season 21, Ian, Britt, and Jen. Season 24, Evan, Charlie, and Sal. Season 23, Ian, Shorky, and Alien. Season 22, Plushy, Ella, and Sal. Season 24, Gigi, Akoof, and Kitty. Season 24, Smurf, Brit, and Alien. Season 23, Slates, Eladrium, and Jaden. Maybe a different time, just to explain this one. I think at the time, the teams probably weren't great, but I wouldn't rule out that team. Maybe if I give it a few seasons, I'd run those teams back. So that's what it is. Middle pack's just your typical MCBC teams. Awesome Sauce, they stand out a bit more from my head. That's teams I actually really liked the idea of creating, and whether they did well or not, that's regardless. Immaculate is, I think these were just great teams that I made, and I'm proud of those team ideas, even if they were a little bit overpowered. Season 24, Avery, Quapquat, and Zombie. Season 21, Avery, Exxon, and K Pastel. Season 23, Defect, Ignacio, and myself. Then One and Done, just teams wouldn't necessarily repeat because of circumstance. So Slates, Rubik's on Alien, just because the sub was crazy. And that's the only reason, just because we had to have 2 different subs in. Ponty, Danda, and Jen for season 22, just because Jen's the only active one out of that group now, so it would be a bit impossible to run it back. Season 22, Avery, Lumi, and Shelly, and then TTBC, Snipe, Ender, and Aiden. Are we gonna get a teaser for new event teams? No. They haven't been made yet. I swear, they're being made tonight. But yeah. Me and Slater have jobs. We're busy, guys. Also, we were waiting for so long for that last new person to join. I will tease this much: there are 5 new creators in MCBC this season. So, yeah, fun. That's all I'm allowed to say. Whether I'll be playing in it myself remains to be seen, because me and Slater are probably gonna do team draft right after this, just to make sure that we have our teams. Yeah. Put me on my misery. Just to suspend, just have suspense. We're just not gonna tell anyone until the day of. That'd be funny. Charlie, I don't know yet, and that's my honest answer. I don't actually know. In my draft, you're not, but it's not just my draft that we go off of. Slater also, gives some advice on it too. So yeah. Yeah, I think. I actually want to see what team I have Charlie on in my drafts. I'll tell you whenever the teams are public, anyways. Charlie. Oh, you would like that team, I think. I think you would like your team if that is the team that happens. Did the fact of playing a million affect it? No. It would be mainly seeing who people want to team with, who they don't want to team with, and kind of putting friends together and trying to prioritize new people, maybe people who haven't played in more recent events. So realistically, I should be getting bench because I won last season, so I could be getting bench, but I don't know yet. But yeah, this is my tier. If you disagree, tough shit, because I made them. This is my opinion. But obviously the event would not be possible without these fucking amazing people who play our event every season and make my job sometimes a nightmare, but also like, you know, a blast. And like we have such a, I'm grateful to have such a like positive roster where people don't necessarily mind being put with different people. Like I said, I repeated a few duos here and there, but overall, like, there's not really many repeats of like the same people on the same team, same colors, etc. So like it's good that we have a lot of these variety of people. So yeah, I'm gonna end stream here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be, could be Friday. It should be Saturday, but I'm gone. I'm busy on Saturday, so it won't be Saturday. It will either be Friday or Wednesday again, so I'll figure it out which one it is. Oh wait, no, I'm dumb. It's gonna be Sunday. And keep an eye out for a while, it'll be Sunday, but it'll be Sunday. I might try to stream on Friday as well. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna end. So bye bye. Wah!